Hey guys, how's it going? OSCO here, back with another video. Today I'm going to be breaking down how I make basses using Granulator and Ableton. So in my last video that I just posted the other day, I said that I was going to break down how I was going to do the bass in that track, like the aggressive bass in that track. And basically the way that I made it was like by processing a drum loop and using the warp features within Ableton's audio clips. So what I've done is I've got a couple of examples of drum loops from different genres, with like a 160, 170 sort of stuff. Yeah, I'm just going to play some examples of like what you can achieve by using this, and then I'll break them down I'll break down how I've done it. So let's just jump into this. And I've just got this other one over here as well. So this is obviously is just like just an idea project, just so I can show you guys how I've done it. It's not like a track or anything, or I haven't spent a lot of time on the arrangement of this. And in the other track, I spent a lot of time of like warping and yeah. Let's just get into how I'm recording these. So basically, let's get a new Granular up, because we can do this with a new sample, and I can play about with it and try and get a new result. It's got any full drum mate? That'll do. Let's drag this into Granulator. Now, when it starts off, let me actually grab a new Granulator here. Now, I'm going to show you I'll show you with Duck, but you can do it with you can modulate the sounds with a auto pan as well, but we'll save that for another time. Let's grab this loop. A granular synth is basically a sampler, but it can go a bit more in depth. You've got your grain control here, which you can see it's making the thing bigger and smaller when I'm moving that, and it's basically like the window of audio that it will loop. So you can hear from that's you can get really small with it, and that's what the grains are. You basically, by doing this, you're choosing the grain size. File position is basically where it will, like where you're choosing in the file, the selector or the playhead is playing from. And the spray is a random point around. It's basically a random point that will just spray and play random parts of the audio at different volumes from around your start point. For this video, all you need to know is how to play about with the grain size and the file position, and then have a LFO that's modulating the volume over time. So if I hit play, the duck is creating a shape for the thing to play on. So if we find a kick drum, and if we change the grain size, and then basically what I'll do is I'll record that into a new audio group and then process that further. What I've done here is I've got like FabFilters Saturn. There's like some multi-band things going on where I'm changing the tone of the distortion using different types of distortion. So like in the low band, I'm using a warm tube with a little bit of drive. The higher bands, I'm using a heavier distortion, different tone controls and boosting the levels and stuff like that. And I'll play about with this, and then I'll go into the warp features, and I'll play about the different settings. So like I'll play with beats, tones, textures, complex, complex pro. And And basically, it's difficult to do when I've not got like a full track here and I've not got a groove going. What can sound cool is if you've got like a non-triplet pattern, you know, like this, like a straight eighth note repeat, and you try and squeeze that into a triplet grid. But maybe that's a bit quick, so let's reverse all that and see what result we get. If I hit loop on that. And yeah, that's basically how I would how I'd process these basses and like chop them up, move them around. The effects chain that I've got in here to make it sound the way it does is the Saturn. Bit of corrective EQing. I've got a dry chain and a wet chain. I'm basically peaking a fundament, like a resonant frequency, running that through some distortion and giving it a bit of stereo width, and then I'm running that into an amp, which is 50% dry wet, just to like really crunch it and give it some meat, and then some more corrective EQing on the end, just to sort of clean up all the areas which I wasn't liking. And the way I actually achieved this bass here was by you know, recording in a bit of audio. So let's record in something real quick and drag that out, mute that, find out where the fundamental is. So that's hitting a B, so you might want to make this a bit deeper. So that's hitting a C sharp, so let's bring this down to an E, so it's hitting F. Yeah, so that's what's cool about EQ8. You can do it in Pro Q2 as well, but you can just make this window bigger and then find your fundamental and find out what key you're in. From here, now I can play about with the automation. So let's find the filter position, the file position, sorry. Bring this down. So let's say I want 3 notes. Now we can find a new place. And then at this point, you can see down here, it's starting at the end of the snare, so maybe I want to draw it back from that snare now to about here. And bring that back down again, try and create a cool rhythm with this. Let's make a little movement. Try and get that off of the bottom as well. You gotta be careful with like the attacks on kicks and stuff, and that you're not like repeating the loops. Really, you want the fundamental to be the main part. What we can do is like copy that over now, and then maybe play about with this position. From this point, you guys can modulate whatever you want. You know, you can find the sweet spots within each sample, and then warp to your heart's content. I found, like, for the track that I recorded my bass for, I found that recording with an LFO that's at a higher speed and then rewarping it into a slower speed can have good results, because basically you're time stretching the audio, and you can play about with the grains and the texture for like warp setting, and by stretching and pulling the audio, you can achieve some nice results, especially in combination with some reverb and some more filter movement and things like that. Yeah, I mean, I think I've broken that down as best as I can. If you've got any more future video ideas, leave your suggestions in the comment section below. Leave a like, hit the subscribe button. I'll be back with more videos like this. I think the next video I'm going to make is a drum processing video, because I've had a lot of requests for that. If you want to support me on Patreon, head over to Patreon. You know, check out the tiers. I'm going to be, like I said in the last video, I'm going to be restructuring that, but as of right now, everything still stands. I do less private one-to-one lessons with people, so go check that out if you're interested in grabbing one of those. All my socials are in the description. Follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and yeah, I can see you guys in the next video. Peace.